Hey guys, you're with me, Kevin, your scuba professional, and today we're here to review the Mare Smart dive computer. We're going to unbox it, see what's going on in here, and then go through the features of the watch itself. So let's dive on in and see what's going on. First thing, need to cut the seal. Trusty knife. Remember, be careful. Just cut this guy over there. There we go, out the way. Perfect. Popping open the lid. That's a good looking computer. You see, this guy is the grey and white Mare Smart. So let's just lift it up, get it out the way, see what's going on the inside. Chuck that out. Box, don't need that. Alright, first thing we see, you've got the Mare's dive link info. You can check out the website and get all the information on all the downloads you need for the computer itself. Bumper sticker. I dig a bumper sticker. Always looks cool on your bumper. There's a quality control sticker. It says that they checked it and it's good quality. There is the warranties, the guarantees, the has-been teas, the everything teas. You can read through this when you get a chance. It might take a while in many languages. And of course, the instruction manual. At this point, I'd like to point out that it is very important that you read the instruction manual cover to cover, making sure that you understand how your dive computer operates completely, wholly, and properly. Right, let's have a look at the computer itself, because this is the fun bit. I'm going to pop it all out over here, and then we're going to zoom down in, and we can go through the functions of the unit. Right, now that we've got the unit out of the box, and we've zoomed right on in to see the computer itself, we can start to scroll through the menus. We can see this unit has a 2-button design, so you push the top right one to go forwards in the menu, the bottom right to go back in the menu. There's no buttons on this side. We can see it's a nice clear display that you've got there. When you turn it on, it shows the time over there, and let's start going through the menus at the top. So I push the top right hand button there. First thing we see is got a chrono, so the stopwatch function. You've got a pre-dive just to check that your computer is active for the dive itself. You've got its mode function, we can change settings. There's the set watch settings of the computer. There's the dive log, which gives you the log of all the dives. Dive planning to see how deep you can go on your next dive and plan future dives. Your PC link, that's where you can sync up the blue link adapters or any of those other syncing cables for the Mare's computers. There's the info on the computer, which will show serial number, manufacturing details, etc. And then it goes back to the time. So let's just pop on over here into the chrono. If I hold that in, it brings us to the stopwatch. You can start and stop as you need to. If I hold that left button in for a second, it brings me back to time. Push it one more time to go through pre-dive. If I jump in there, that'll show me what my dive profile, what my dive looks like. You can see this computer is set to air. It would have my depth on the top section there. It would have the amount of time across the middle, my no deco time. It would have the temperature on the bottom right, as well as other dive information on the bottom left over there. More of this can be seen when you actually take it on a dive. This being a brand new unit, it doesn't have much info on it. So to escape out, I just hold that button in, and I can continue to scroll through. On mode, if I hold the top right button, this allows me to set it to air or nitrox. You see it's currently set to air. I can scroll through to my nitrox setting. You can see that that's set at a 37. Is that it? Hey? 37% oxygen. You've got your partial pressure over there. Or that's your maximum depth. Sorry, that's your MOD. So on nitrox set at 30% at a partial pressure of 1.4, your maximum operating depth over there is 37 meters. If I wanted to change my percentage of nitrox on the bottom there, I'd hold the button in. Okay, and you see my nitrox starts flashing there. I can just increase that to say 32%, then my maximum depth goes to 34.9. Let's go all the way up to 36. That's a good mix. 36 shows that I've got a maximum bottom tile, or maximum bottom depth of 30 meters. If I hold that unit in, it'll allow me to set the partial pressure of oxygen. As a standard, our partial pressures are always set to a 1.4. Contingency, you can set 1.5 to 1.6. I recommend a 1.4 is a good one for oxygen exposure. We hold that in, and you'll see it brings me through to the gas 2 function. This Mare Smart, being as smart as it is, means that you can do advanced nitrox or accelerated deco. So you can set this by pushing the button. You can set up to 100% oxygen mix for one of your side slings or one of your bailout cylinders if you were doing those tech dives and you needed accelerated deco at the safety stop. If I scroll through, I go back to the details on my gas. I can turn the gas on, I can turn that off, or I can just hold the bottom left-hand button to escape out of my mode function. So if I go back to mode, I'm going to jump in because we missed one section. I've got my air, I've got my nitrox setting. I can set it to bottom time. You see that little BT over there. And then I've got my free dive or apnea function. If I wanted to go free diving, it just increases the sample rate for when you swim down for breath hold diving, and then back to air. We're going to leave it set in air, and I'm just going to escape out over there. Jump across to set. If I hold that top right button in, that allows me to set details on either my dive or my time. If I hold dive in, push that in, I can set my backlight for how long I want the backlight on. I can set my personal conservatism factor, so a PO of 0, 1 or 2, depending how conservative you wish this computer to be. We normally leave it on a PO of 0, but you guys can change that up as you go along. Altitude, if you were doing altitude dives, you would just go in there and you would increase your altitude depending on the altitude that you're diving at. We can change our water mix to whether it's going to be fresh or salt water, and then we can set our units to metric or imperial, so meters or feet. We've got a fast descent rate alarm, which is a great thing. I leave it on just to give you a warning to tell you if you're ascending too quickly, but that does have the ability to turn that off. And then a deep stop alarm. So if you were doing a deep dive to say 30 meters, the deep stop beep would let you know that you're at half your maximum depth and would add on an extra safety stop for you there. On the next one, you can set the temperatures, whether you want degrees or Fahrenheit, and then your alarms. You want the alarms on or off when you're diving underwater, and you can then erase all the information. If you were to hand this computer over to a fresh diver that hasn't dived, you can clear the day's diving, however the log stays in place. So let's just go back. If I hold that back button in, I'm back on dive. I can change it to set time. If I hold that button in over there, I can choose, do I want 24 hour? How do I set the date, the time, the second time or time 2 if I'm going to a different time zone? That's all easy to set up. I've got my alarm function if I want the watch to wake me up for a dive, but we never need that because we're always up on time for some cool diving. And then it brings me to my time 2, which we discussed a bit earlier. I've got my sleep function if I wanted to go back to sleep. And then the LCD, how bright I want the LCD to be. So let's just go escape out of there, and bottom left escape out to the set main function again. Then I've got my log. If I push that top right button in, this will give me all the details of my log. So how many dives I've done, the maximum depths we've gone to, the times, the temperatures, everything we wanted to know on the dive. The computer will keep a log of up to 100 dives where you can scroll through and see all the information. However, its counter will just keep counting on as you keep doing dives. So you get to 999. I'll leave it to you guys to let me know if you think it'll go to 1,000. So you tell me that in the comments below. If I hold out the left over there, bottom right, I'm back out in log. Then I can go to plan dive. I hold the plan dive mode in. At 12 meters, I can be there for 99 minutes if I'm diving on a 36% oxygen mix, and I can hold that button in. Let's go back to plan. Well, back on plan, I could keep going deeper and deeper. Tell me how long I could be there. My PC link, that would allow me to put on my Blue Link adapter or one of my syncing cables to sync with my computer or the apps on my phone. Information, I hold that button in. That's just got details on the computer. It tells you the battery's okay over there, serial number of the unit, what version of software it's running, date of manufacture, all of that. It's all great to know. You can hold the button to get out of that, and then that brings me back to the time. So there's the full functionality of the Mares smart computer. So let's pop back out again to look at the watch itself in more detail. So now that we're back up over here, we can check out the watch itself. We've gone through all the functions. We can see it's a really, really smart dive computer. If I hold up the watch over here, you can see that it's relatively thick. It's thicker than a normal watch, but no bigger than your average sports multifunction watch. You can wear it as a day-to-day unit. You can see it sits quite nice on the arm, so it's not one of the massive dive watches that you can't wear as a day-to-day. That said, although it's a small watch size, the digits are really, really clear. So it's easy to read underwater as well with the backlit function. I can see at the back over here we've got the 2 little points for it to sync with the Blue Link and other syncing adapters. The strap is relatively long, so you could fit that over a wetsuit or a dry suit, which is great. It's got the additional clip to keep the strap out the way if you're wearing it as your day-to-day watch. Something I really like is the fact that the lens is sunken in, so it's got this metal alloy around the outside over here just to protect it from scratching, from all the getting in and out of the BCDs. But because the glass is inlaid, the chances of scratching are a lot less. The digits I discussed were really, really clear. You can wear it as a day-to-day. It's slim enough to do so. They come in a variety of colors, all listed on the website. There's a few reds and blacks and grays and whites and a few others. So you guys can just check it out and purchase it through. So there's my review of this Mare Smart Dive computer. Overall, value for money, I think it's really, really good. It's a good mid-range computer that you could wear as a day-to-day watch as well. So if you're out on a holiday or trip, you just have to bring the one watch with you. These units are available from our website, shipped free nationwide anywhere in South Africa. So if you guys are enjoying these product reviews, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, or if you want to follow us on social media, check out all those social feeds. Our Facebook page is facebook.com/scuba.co.za. We'll keep you up to date with all our trips and travels and all those funky things that we do, as well as really cool deals on our website. You can keep checking back as we endeavor to give you the best prices on gear all the time. So that's it from me, guys. I look forward to seeing you really soon in the water.